What is Operation Dark Heart?
Operation Dark Heart, which was going to be a cross-border operation into Pakistan to deal with the then, in 2003, resurging Taliban. We knew the Taliban were being able to reconstitute and rearm in Pakistan in 3 safe havens. So this is the focus of the book, of that tipping point, where we knew we were able to achieve victory initially in Afghanistan, and we saw where this was all going. The point of my book, in historic references, were the tipping point. The future part of the book is to show what can be done to actually do something positive to achieve what we need to do to achieve a form of victory.
The Operation Dark Heart was the beginning, was the operation that was to entertain effectively moving into Pakistan.
Absolutely, yes, to conduct.
Never happened? Happened?
It started, and that was the book details.
Is that why you ran into trouble with the CIA?
Well, I think there was a lot of issues with that. Yes, absolutely. There was some issues directly there because we felt at the time, and this is a policy issue, that the CIA was too close to the ISI, the Pakistani Intelligence Service, and we felt that they had lost a great deal of objectivity by the fact that they'd been dealing with the ISI since, the Cold War.
Pakistanis.
Right. Yes.
We had with the Americans and the Pakistanis a tripartite agreement that we would help the Mujahideen, where Saudi Arabia and America would finance the purchase of weapons.
The Office of Services recruits Arab jihadists to Afghanistan for $300 a month.
I think deep down, people, especially at Langley, wanted to get even for Vietnam, and that's why they were very gung-ho with supporting the Mujahideen.
The CIA would say, well, we have to forge alliances with unsavory characters.
Hamid Gul is the former head of the ISI, the Pakistani intelligence agency. During the Afghan war, billions of US dollars and arms would pass through his hands and into the camps of Afghan freedom fighters.
We worked with him closely when he was director of the ISI, along with the CIA on the American side.
Unchecked, the ISI would deliver U.S. support to the most anti-American elements of the Afghan jihad.
They were rough and ready to fight. We were least concerned about the political views at that time.
This was to be a totally covert operation, and so the money went from Saudi Arabia and America to bank accounts in various places.
We warned them about the ISI, that ISI was not a very clean organization. It was training the terrorists, it was training the extremists.
We know that the Taliban is operating from within Pakistan, from safe havens and escalating their attack. Intelligence Service for Pakistan was helping the Afghan Taliban. Is Pakistan working against our interests there?
I've said for a long time, clearly, a critical key to success in the region is going to be Pakistan and our relationship with Pakistan, which was one that was broken in the late 80s and which we've worked hard to restore. That there are elements of the Pakistani intelligence agency that are connected or have had relationships with extremists is certainly known, and that has to change. I just came back from I think my 19th trip to Pakistan since I've been in this job, spending time particularly with the military leadership, General Kiani, and he has actually directed his military to take on the insurgent threat in his own country. We recognize, and he's made great strides. We recognize that part of that is to focus on the Haqqani network. And as well as the other Afghan Taliban.
They operate in that tribal area?
They do, and they have a safe haven there, and that causes us great problems in Afghanistan as well. That we are anxious to have that addressed is well known to him. So this isn't going to turn overnight, and you laid out one possible outcome. I think it's a little early to say exactly what the outcome would look like specifically. Suffice it to say, I think we have to be in a stronger position in Afghanistan vis-a-vis the insurgency overall. We have to continue to develop this relationship and evolve this relationship with Pakistan. There's a regional approach here, and certainly India, which is where Prime Minister Cameron spoke from, India is certainly more than just concerned with the overall outcome here.
True or untrue, the big fear is that Pakistan is working against us and not with us.
In many ways, Pakistan is working with us. I mean, their military, their intelligence agency. I mean, we've got a very strong relationship in the positive sense with their intelligence agency. That doesn't mean there aren't some challenges.
They are actively supporting elements killing U.S. soldiers.
But they have shared intelligence with us. They've killed as many or more terrorists as anybody. They've captured them, and certainly the focus on changing the strategic shift, if you will, in that agency so that that doesn't happen at all is a priority for us.
Put all this together. You have all these powerful individuals, not just military, political, economic interests that are managing the American foreign policy agenda, the American war machine, its expansion, its contraction, and its operation.
Right.
Simultaneous to that, we have incredible debate as to what the tactics ought to be. I'm thinking of the Bob Woodward book, or like the excerpt from the Bob Woodward book, revealing the level of debate and conflict about the war, contemporary to the fact that this is the deadliest war in Afghanistan. This is not Vietnam.
Right.
This is not McNamara after the fact, fog of war, I had no idea. This is dynamic. How are the soldiers in Afghanistan today? How are the military people that are on the front lines of this war to feel when the nature of the dialogue is so conflicted in this country?
That's the key to the whole issue. Bad policy, Dylan, has killed more people than bad intelligence. We've had great intelligence. We've had great intelligence failures by the fact we've not properly applied that intelligence. In the case of Darkhart, we knew the Taliban was resurging, and we didn't take and establish the adequate policies to prevent that, to buy the Afghan government more time.
But did we not do that, in your view, because that was a deliberate not doing that? That was because we were distracted? That is because our whole concept, our whole terms of engagement are wrong?